Now, one of Britain's most outspoken politicians has been labelled a war criminal for her strong support of Israel and its war on Gaza. Suella Braverman is a former government minister who has also been widely criticised for her comments on immigration and the country's homeless. But earlier this week, she found herself at the centre of an embarrassing televised encounter with a student who also criticised her government's response to the ongoing rallies in the UK in support of Palestinians.
We can't completely ignore the issue about what's happening in Israel and Gaza.
Let's talk about it seriously. Let's talk about what the Israeli
questions.
state has done for the last 76 years.
So would you say that Israel has a right to defend itself?
Israel does not have the right to do what it is doing right now, which is a genocide, which is the criminal enslavement and trapping people in certain places and then saying you've got to move somewhere else. The ongoing invasion of Rafah that has been spoken about today, the displacement of millions of people. Of course they don't have the right to do that, and no one thinks they do.
Right.
And you posing those questions is exactly what makes students in Cambridge think, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to any war criminal, I want to grow this encampment, I want to grow a movement.
Well, it's quite strong stuff. I mean, as far
criminal.
Yeah, I mean, so
yeah, you are a war criminal.
Well, that was Fiona Lali you just heard speaking to the former minister. She's an activist from the Revolutionary Communist Party who helped coordinate several encampments in support of Palestine across multiple UK universities. She joins me live from London. A very warm welcome to you. So look, just to give that exchange a bit of context, you had been invited onto GB News. It is been described as a right-leaning channel. Suella Braverman, definitely right-leaning herself. The assumption was that this would be a mauling of your political views, but the other ended up being true. What was your experience of that exchange?
Yeah, definitely. And the reason I went on is because when you watch the news in the UK, BBC News, Sky News, it's like being gaslit on a monumental scale. And I felt like it was important to go on there to say the truth of what is happening and expose these people for what they are. They're getting away with murder. And that's why it was important to do that, and for someone to just say what everyone is thinking and feeling already, because people are so angry when they come out here with these lies. That's what they're saying in the encampments, that's what they're saying at the protests, and it was necessary to just cut through the hypocrisy that is constantly spewed out by all of these politicians.
What is your exchange with Suella Braverman? Also, for a bit of context, I mean, this is a former minister who was fired precisely for her handling of these pro-Palestinian or Palestinian solidarity marches. What does that exchange say about the difference in opinions between the public and politicians when it comes to Gaza?
I would say it's a demonstration of the fact that these people are completely out of touch with the real mood in society. Palestine has become a lightning rod for all of the accumulated anger that young people and workers have towards the establishment. And it's becoming so apparent to people that this is no longer a question of just individual politicians, although Suella Braverman is a particularly hateful one that a lot of people have a lot of strong feelings towards. But it's about what they represent, which is a whole system, the capitalist system, which is putting profit above everything else. And I think what's significant is that it's an international feeling as well. The main feature of politics today is people hating their own establishment. And that's why the Revolutionary Communist Party is organised actually internationally and is trying to sections all over the world for people to channel that anger actually into a Revolutionary Communist International, which we're launching in June, on the 10th of June.
Right. Let me focus on something that happened in that exchange with Suella Braverman as well, because you said something quite powerful. You said that you believed you had the power, along with others who ascribed to your opinions surrounding the war in Gaza, the power to bring down this government and a future government. Obviously, in the UK, there is an election looming. What did you mean by that? Can you clarify your point?
What I mean is that these encampments are just a flashpoint, the spark of what could become a much bigger mass movement. I think to take down war criminals or any government enacting war crimes or facilitating those, we need to mobilise students, yes, but ultimately workers. And I think workers should go on strike. We should look at all of the industries that are taking part, facilitating, investing in the Israeli state, in the IDF, in any form. And workers have the power to stop that. We can stop the transport of money, of weapons, and also political support to Israel. And I think it's important that we get that message out there. We have the power to do something to stop our government, and that's my main enemy. The main enemy for me is Britain and the British state, I should say, and the main enemy for American students, for example, is clearly Biden, and that's what's significant about this. And it can happen if we grow the encampments and get the workers involved.
All right, Fiona Lali, pleasure to have you on the programme. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.